as far as Digimon goes, if you got to the Zudomon episode, that's actually episode 15, not 14.
Did I put 15?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah, okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, okay. You said 14 to me though, so that's why
Oh,
I was
man, I
sure.
must have misspoke then, because, like, yeah, the 4, alright, yeah.
It's fine. I just pulled up an episode list so I could get a refresher on all the episodes that happened.
Yeah. So you'll probably remember some of them way better than I do, because I don't even remember, like, what Bergermon even evolved to beat. Because,
Uh,
boy, that was way too long ago.
Asilamon.
Right, yeah, because Sealamon's a champion for some reason.
Oh wait. Okay, no, it's Snymon. The Sealamon
Oh,
attacks them in that episode, but Snymon is the big deal.
right, yeah, that actually does come back. Yeah, because he was the bug that was attacking him. Yeah. Alright, so this is gonna be a weird one.
Yeah, so we're probably not going to go through every single episode, or we won't linger on them for too long since there's like almost 10 of them, or
Yeah.
more than 10 of them.
So here's the thing, like, I feel like, the idea originally was like, oh, we'll just, like, watch, through, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes of, like, the reboot at a time or something and discuss them. And it was like, oh, there's actually not a lot to these, because it's, like, mostly just, really slick animation and fight scenes and stuff. And boy, is that animation just very hit or miss at times. But so it was like, okay, yeah, I guess maybe we'll just, come back at some point and we'll do a bigger thing. And then time passed, and I was like, no, man, I'll just, they're introducing all the ultimates. I guess I'll just get through that, because Lucky's already seen these episodes, because he's keeping up with the series, and I'm just catching up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess here we are, just 11 episodes.
We'd have this on a more strict schedule like we've been doing the other stuff, but Death didn't keep up with the episodes.
I really should have, but like, man, what's coming out at the time when that first started? Because I feel like, was anything actually coming out? I'm actually not sure. I know I was like keep up with like other things, I think. I know I'd keep up with like Attack on Titan, if nothing else. Yeah, I think it was just like straight up like, oh, I could do this, or I could watch like Baki season 2 or something, and I do not regret that choice. Because first it was Baki, and then it was like, okay, yeah, now I should probably get to Digimon. Oh, but like, I could finally watch friggin' like Vinland Saga now, and like that just went. And then it was like, okay, yeah, but wait, what about the boys though? Is this any good? And then I got caught up in the tick, and that was a disappointment. So now I can finally get caught up on Digimon. Man, what even is my life at this point?
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of anime. Something comes out and I'll watch one series at a time.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. But yeah, like, I feel like it's probably gonna be real easy to oversimplify these episodes and get this over with really quickly if we want to. Because long story short is like, oh, everyone has an episode where they evolve, and then like they get to Devimon's island, like beat effing Ogremon or whatever, and like everyone has an episode where they evolve again, and it's all basically like the same setup every time.
Yeah. I think for the most part we get a lot of these episodes are kid gets champion, or like the first set of them are. Uh except for the episode The Holy Digimon, I think.
So if I remember right, it's like, does anything? No, because don't the Holy Digimon come in like a different? No, I guess it doesn't. Does it?
Oh, wait, no, even the episode The Holy Digimon, Tentamon evolves to
Right,
Cavitarymon.
because I was thinking, like, wasn't that, yeah. So yeah, it's like 4 through like 7, I think. Because like it's like Tomon, Bergermon, Togemon, and then like Ikakumon. Yeah, 4 through 7 are all like evolution episodes.
But we
Eh,
also meet the new character, the quote unquote new characters.
yeah, which boy does that feel like it shoots them in the foot a bit. Cause like so here's the thing, right? So it's like unlike the original series, this is like, like Ty and Izzy meet each other first, and they like meet Matt and have a little adventure where they like digivolve up to Omnimon and beat like, not Diaboromon, Argomon. And they like do our war game first, which makes no sense at all. And they go in the digital world, and suddenly they can't digivolve up to like Mega or whatever again. Like they can't just go Omnimon a second time. No reason's really given. It's just the way it is, I guess. So yeah, first 3 episodes kind of pointless, and they spend the rest of the series basically like meeting back up with the other like original tamers one at a time until they get to the episode where like Matt shows back up in episode 8 and he's like, hey, we have to storm Devimon's island because Devimon sent out these like sound Bergermon that are like controlling people and stuff. And they're like, okay, yeah, we should like stop that then. And Matt has a moment where he's just looking out at like all the people who are like, on the beach, like all these Artamers that he literally just met, dodging like Tankmon fire. Is this moment where it's like, yeah, I'm doing this for them. It's like you don't know these guys though.
Doesn't matter. The point of that episode is that Matt realized that he can rely on them, and he doesn't have to lone wolf it like he has been.
Yeah, you can rely on Joe, who was literally just introduced last episode and has been nothing but a screw up since. all these people you don't know that you can care about and rely on now. It's like, jeez, like this show hurts so much to be a mixed bag. Because some stuff is legitimately really cool and I actually like it a lot. And you'll have other points where they just play so fast and loose with the writing that it's like, this doesn't work though. What are you doing? And like, I feel like specifically Matt gets hit the hardest. Because this whole thing is that, he has to care about his friends. But that doesn't really work as well when these are people you've just met that you have no connection to.
Doesn't mean you can't care about them.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? Where it's like, this is supposed to be like, oh, he's like, grown attached to these people and he's like ill to rely on them now, and he like has this bond with them. Meanwhile, he's not said anything to Joe at all, and that's now like a linchpin of his big ultimate evolution. It's like he goes effing like where Garurumon to save. I think it's like Joe and Mimi specifically or something. It's something like that. No, wait, because Joe's right, whatever, but yeah, they split the group. A goes ultimate to save like 2 people that he doesn't know and has no like connections to, that he's like barely talked to. And it's like, did you crest a friendship is lighting up, and he's like, no, my friends though. It's like,
So you're saying you have to be closely bonded and be a friend of somebody to want to help them.
I'm saying that, like, if your power is literally friendship, then maybe you should actually be friends with these people.
Right, but if they're not friends, then screw them, right? Like, can't care about them.
Nah, that's not what I said at all. But it's like, it feels like it comes out of nowhere, because it's like, oh, these are just random bypassers to you, you know? Like,
Right, so you shouldn't care about them.
it's like, sure, it's like, sure, you would want to see him get hurt, but it's like, it's not like you built this bond of trust or whatever. Oh, man. It's like, I think, like, if we didn't know each other and you're about to get hit by a car or something, like, sure, I'd be like, hey, watch out and stuff. I might even, like, push you out of the way or whatever. But I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I have to save this precious friend of mine. This person who's super close to me. Like, yo. Like, it feels like if they had said all of them go in, like, a group, this would work way better.
I don't know. It seems that you're implying to me that Matt shouldn't care about these people because he doesn't know them.
It seems like you're implying to me that you're making a really wrong straw man argument based on something I've never said. But yeah, it's like a thing. So first they like the holy statue or whatever, they like learn about this big past where it's like, oh yeah, all the like Tamers Digimon helped out in like the war against the demons, and they were like helping out the angel Digimon. And you have this big war between like the angels and the demons or whatever that their Digimon like helped resolve or whatever. And it's like, okay, got it. Everyone's gonna get their megas, cool. But
Of
yeah.
course.
But yeah, it is really neat to see them, like, actually reference all these other Angel Digimon stuff, because they actually have designs for them. So it's like, oh yeah, you can see, like, Slash Angemon and, like, Skull Satamon stuff, like, in the war in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the war flashback thing. And like the rookie Digimon with the kids are looking at like the silhouettes of their megas, and it's like making them like cry. Like it's like, oh yeah, that was us.
Yeah. But yeah, that seems to be, like, the big thrust of the series, basically, right? Like, they're going out to, like, just find the Holy Digimon. I think they're searching for, like, Valdermon specifically or something. But yeah, they're trying to save them from the clutches of, like, Diaboromon and the demons so they can, like, like, stop Diaboromon's evil forces from, like, spreading darkness and stuff.
Wait, Diaboromon.
Sorry, not Diaboromon, Devimon.
Okay, wait, what?
I don't know, I've just got Diaboromon on the brain, I guess, because, like, I was thinking about last night, and it's like, yeah, Argamon kinda sucks, doesn't he? Because Diaboromon's so much cooler, though.
I mean, he's fine.
Like, Argamon's fine, but as a replacement for Diaboromon, it's like, Diaboromon feels like way more of an actual Digimon. Because, like, he's actually designed to be, like, a weirdo spider creature, and he has, like, the cool hair and stuff. And
It
it's
also
like, yeah,
it also it
yeah.
also has different evolutions and isn't the same named thing throughout all of its forms.
Yeah, and you
Uh,
get to Argamon, and it's like this big mass of tentacles, and there's a weird eye motif going on, and it just feels like a bit much, right?
Yeah, I can agree. They should have just used Diaboromon and its evolutions for that first part.
Like, I
I, I
could,
guess, I guess
yeah.
they didn't want to just redo the movie.
Yeah, that's something I'm at least appreciating about this series, is that it's like, they're very deliberately trying, like, to not have the exact same fights happen again. Like, Frigimon appears, but like Agumon is not allowed to fight you now. It's like we have to have someone else do that, Bal. You know? So it's like, alright, yeah. I'm glad they didn't just do like Omnimon versus Diaboromon again, but like worse. But would have been cool if they gave that spotlight to like another weirdo virus type or something, you know? Like, I'm not really sure what they would give it to, but I don't know, man. There's so many, like, I don't know. It'd be cool if it was like effing Beelzemon or something, right? That'd be neat.
That
I
wouldn't really,
know.
that just wouldn't really work. Just because that's not really
I'm
like
trying to think, because, like,
Diaboromon just feels like a uh like
yeah,
Beelzemon doesn't feel
like
like a
the nuke.
Diaboromon.
Yeah, like, he's not like the terrorist city nuking type.
Yeah, he's like Diaboromon is a virus
Yeah,
given
he's.
Digimon form. Ironically enough, he's not actually a virus type.
Wait, he's not?
No, Diaboromon and all of its previous evolutions are free type.
Yeah, I guess they are. That's weird because Diaboron's those like effing virus Digimon ever. Like he's literally designed to be like an evil spider monster. Like, I don't know, that's so weird to me. But yeah, I guess that does really make sense. I don't know, man. There has to be like something they could have like shoved in there that would have like made it as much sense though. Something that's like better than Argamon. Because I guess that fight did look cool, but it's like, I don't know, I just really don't care that much about Argamon. He's just kind of whatever.
Honestly, if it wasn't Argamon, then I would prefer it to just be Diaboromon, because it's just I don't know. I can't think
Yeah.
of any other Digimon that fits that role.
Yeah, because, like, I think, like, I'm thinking of, like, the seven Demon Lords or whatever. It's like, most of those feel like they wouldn't quite fit in the same way because they're all, like, sentient.
Yeah.
And it's like, alright, well, what the demons? And it's like, well, no, they're kind of like sentient too, aren't they? So it's like, no, there's
Well,
probably some obvious answer.
the series seems to be focusing on the angels versus demon aspect, so we might see the Digimon, the seven Digimon demon lords pop up.
Yeah, that's honestly, I won't be too shocked by that. Like, I'd kind of be expecting at this point, because like, if there's nothing else, like this reboot's going like all in on like the lore right now.
Yeah. It's like they want to reference their old stuff to a certain extent, but they don't want to just redo they don't want to just redo what they've already done before. Because
Yeah,
I told you this already, and it's that there's an episode where it's the episode where Metal Greymon goes War Greymon, and he's fighting the Mega of Parrotmon.
yeah, that's a cool touch.
And it's like, okay, Parrotmon went Mega, so like, of
Yeah.
course, it's got to be War Greymon who fights him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Yeah. So it's different enough while still being a callback to the original thing.
Man, sorry, I'm just still stuck on trying to think, like, what would actually fit for that? Because it's like, I don't know, like, maybe you could do, like, one of the royal. Nah, I guess not. I don't know. I guess Argamon's fine. But yeah,
Yeah,
so.
like it have to be a bug like Digimon, because
Yeah.
that's just the impression, because like the it multiplies and like it's just the overwhelming force, and it swarms, and it's like, well, it's a bug.
Yeah, but can't be like Grand Kawagamon, because Grand Kawagamon doesn't feel special enough, right?
Yeah, like you could have Grand Kawagamon and like a horde of Kawagamon, but that doesn't feel as threatening as uh it doesn't feel as threatening as Diaboromon's line,
Yeah.
because they're so robotic and weird and alien looking.
Yeah. Man, Diaboromon's such a good Digimon.
Yeah, it's a good villain Digimon.
Man, it's and you like have the like future movies where there's like forming like the chains have like his enchaining form and stuff. They're just like spinning around the environment.
Yeah,
Man, Armageddon needs to get more love. Cause I feel like Armageddon was kind of a letdown in the O2 movie.
yeah, because they get Omnimon and then he just beat, or like Omnimon's new, or no, Imperial Dramon. They get Imperial Dramon's new form and then he just kills it.
Yeah, cause like it's a giant spider monster, like a big spider dragon, so it's like how else are you going to fight it other than just tying it, just shoot lasers as you stab it in the face?
Yeah.
Like there's not much else you can really do with that design because it has like no real limbs to like, move stuff with.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the problem. The fight takes place in the real world, and that's a problem because it's like, okay, well, Armageddon can't do too much damage to the city.
Yeah. Even though he's literally called Armageddon.
I know, but it's still like a children's show.
Yeah.
So they can't have Armageddon like wiping out the city to be like, oh man, it's such a problem. Like if they wanted to have an Armageddon fight, they should have had and like draw it out so it's like cooler or like not so much of a one-sided fight. It's like, okay, we've got the digital portal open. Now our Imperial Dramon has to push him into the digital world, and then they do it, and then they fight there.
Man. Just would be nuts if it's like epic, Armageddon shoots a missile out of its back and just wipes out like half of, I don't know, like Asia or something. And they're
Actually,
like, oh my gosh, the population's been reduced by half, that monster! And they're like still like doing the evolutions and stuff, trying to beat him. It's
yeah.
just like Armageddon just nukes Australia and Ty's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I guess my idea doesn't really work because the whole inciting thing about the movie is that Diaboromon's sending like his minions a bit by bit through electronics because he can't go through all at once.
Yeah.
But screw it, like he can't use the portals and the kids can. There.
Yeah. That makes sense, just have, like, effing, like, Imperial Drawn Paladin mode push him through the portal, and Armageddon can just go nuts, and you have the big animation budget going on where he's nuking everything.
Yeah, it's just bombing sections of wasteland or whatever in the digital world because it doesn't matter because like all you have to do is not show Digimon in the areas he's bombing and nobody has to be like upset about it.
I mean, even if they do just blow up like a million Digimon, it's like they'll just come back as eggs, so it's not
Yeah.
as bad as nuking people.
Yeah. The stakes are significantly lowered in the digital world, but it also lets a big cool fight scene happen.
Man, just before we like go further, I feel like there's something I need to mention. So it's like, I know you've been playing through the Digimon mobile game.
Kinda.
Yeah, so like new act of the story came out.
I'm not caught up.
Yeah, so all I will say is they introduce a new female character.
The Hackmon.
The Hackmon?
She's got a Hackmon, doesn't she?
No, it's a different one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and she also has like a Tapermon.
Oh god.
And like her Tapermon gets hurt and she goes really crazy, and it's implied she might turn evil.
Oh my god.
Because Tapermon just becomes Machine and she's just looking super crazy, and she's just like, no, destroy everything. They did it again.
Even in the mobile games, they can't escape it.
They did it again. So yeah, I'm gonna be very interested to see just like whether or not that is like what I think it is, and whether or not this just becomes the new antagonist. Because like Machine does have an evolution.
Mm-hmm.
So this can be a bigger threat. Holy crap. But yeah. So yeah, Digimon Adventure reboot. So like,
Hey, the
and
Mimi episode's pretty cool.
I feel. Wait, which one?
The Mimi episode.
Yeah, Mimi is like two good ones, honestly. Like Mimi's been like 2 for 2 so far.
Mimi has maybe my favorite episode of the series.
Cause like, so everyone's like showing up and getting their introductions and stuff. There's really nothing worth mentioning. Like, effing Ikakumon fights Gesomon, who's like a big squid monster, and you get a cool effect for like the symbol on his head is like glowing over the water and stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat. Effing like Mimi has an episode where Ogremon's attacking and they have to like fend him off to save a village of Tanamon or whatever. So she like, because this is something I actually do appreciate out the series, because it's like the question immediately arises like, oh well, everyone else is there, why don't they just evolve? And they've been really good at having excuses for why everyone else can't just evolve and solve the problem. So
Yeah.
it's like Mimi has the episode where she gets her champion form, and it's like, oh, like Greymon can't just like save the day because he's off fighting Ogremon while she has to deal with like Dramojimon. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, yeah, done.
Palmon almost dies. Like
Yeah.
in the episode Mimi and Palmon are introduced, Palmon almost dies.
I think like I just love the bit where Palon just evolves to Togemon and he's like boxing Dramojimon by like punching his drill straight on.
Yeah.
That's a cool bit.
Yeah, Togemon just and they gave Togemon more moves than Needle Spray, which is something I really, really appreciate.
Even when Togemon uses Needle Spray, he's like doing it in cool ways now too. Like there's a bit where like Togemon fights a Kawagamon and he just jump down and do like a spinning Needle Spray to like buzzsaw into him while he's on the ground. And it
Yeah,
looks sick.
yeah, it's really cool. Every time Togemon would do Needle Spray in the original series, it would just cut to a stock shot of with maybe a different background of Togemon spinning.
Yeah. And now
And
it's like, oh, Togemon's like punching things around. And he's like, shooting deals and like doing it in weird ways and doing like uppers and stuff.
yeah,
Togemon like effing dragon punches Dramojimon into the sky.
yeah, the freaking like they gave Togemon a new move. Or at least it's new as far as I know. It's like coconut uppercut or something.
Yeah, they give like coconut upper and also like coconut counter, which is basically just like a punch counter.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, Togemon's boxing. Great.
Nice.
The, the cactus with boxing gloves is actually boxing.
Yeah, it's great.
And Greymon's off to the side fighting Ogremon, and they're having a big fight. And eventually Greymon wins the fight by breaking one of Ogremon's horns.
Yeah, he like uses his front horn to like slam into his head horn, and he just hits it so hard it like flies off really cool.
Yeah. I was watching that episode and I was like, yo, battle damage.
I think we had actually hurt Digimon now. Holy crap.
Yeah, in the original, they would get like bruised, they'd get like a little bruised or scuffed or whatever. Greymon breaks Ogremon's horn off, and it's like, whoa.
I feel like the most we've actually seen, weirdly enough, is when like Blackmore Greymon got super screwed up and he was just like leaking oil everywhere.
Yeah, like the Black Tower substance or whatever.
The black goose just spraying at him and it looks super vicious.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think like Pi Hildramon wrecks like effing Okumamon too at some point. Because, yeah, I remember it was like a shot where, like, I forget if he just cuts the arm off or if it's just like the finishing thing. But I know he like blasts Okumamon while he's like being grabbed, and he like rips the arm off and just tosses it to the side. That's like, dang.
Yeah. And it's like we see Digimon die in the series. It's like that's not too unique, but it's like we don't usually see damage that persists like to a new encounter.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's like the good way to put it.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Digimon die. It's as extreme as the violence can go. But it's like you don't typically see Digimon get battle damaged in a significant way.
Yeah.
Without dying.
Man, would it be great if, like, Ogremon, like, well, I know he's not going to, because he has, like, a face turn, kind of. But it'd be great if he kind of, like, came back and they had, like, another fight, and he, like, lost his other horn, and he comes back and they, like, knock a fang out or something.
No.
Like, it just keeps happening.
No, if they did that, it would just be comical at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
No, that's lame. I like what they've done with Ogremon, and I think it should just stay as it is.
Yeah. Man, if Ogremon just never gets that horn back.
I mean, he'll be spoilers, Ogremon dies.
I mean, yeah. I wasn't sure if he actually died or not, because I knew it, like, Ogremon gets a Mega at some point in this show. But it's like he gets stepped on by, like, effing Melteramon. I wasn't sure if it's like, oh yeah, yo, he died, or if it's like, oh, we don't see his body, so he somehow made it?
I guess we don't see a body, do we? But I also don't know what you're talking about with him getting, like, Titamon, because that hasn't happened, and I'm caught up.
Oh, alright, I thought you said it gets, like, a new form or something.
No.
No, alright, I'm just super wrong then. Alright.
No,
Yikes, I thought I heard that somewhere.
Ogremon hasn't shown back up.
But yeah, Titamon would be his mega form if he does show back up.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they have like a big thing where they go off and they're like, okay, yeah, we have to like storm Devimon's fortress to like stop the evil, because Devimon's just controlling Digimon with darkness, and he's like sending out little sound Birdmon things. They're little like musical notes with wings that have speakers on them, and he's just using that to control things.
They're basically sentient black gears.
Yeah, pretty much, except they're not like stuck in the body.
Yeah, they could have just used black gears again and it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, because, like, black gears aren't, like, a thing anymore. So, like, every time they beat a Digimon, they take them out.
Uh-huh.
Like, there is no situation where it's like, oh, we just shot this gear out of, like, Andromon's leg, and he's super grateful to us. It's like, nah, you kill or you will be destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, like, every Digimon in this series so far is a friggin' body count. Man, I remember that was something I was paying, like, super close attention to when we were doing the original, is like, oh yeah, like, which of these Digimon are we actually killing, and which are we just, like, throwing away or whatever? And it, like, took a good while before they actually, like, killed something, and it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, because for a while, it was enough to just free them from the control of the black gear.
Yeah, I think, like, the first Digimon they actually destroy is, like, when Skull Greymon just murders a Greymon or something. Like, something like that. Wait, no, there's Devimon too, but yeah, that doesn't quite count the same.
Yeah, of course they killed Devimon.
Yeah. But yeah, so episode, like, I believe it's episode 7? Yeah, it's on the one where they, like, can, like, attack the fortress and try to get to Devimon's island.
7 is where they meet Joe.
Okay, yeah, episode 8's the one where they get to Devimon's island.
Yes.
Man, it's so weird because the pacing's both, like, faster and slower than I'd, like, kind of expect or want it to be.
Yeah, they get to like important locations really fast.
It's they like evolutions are just happening like so quickly, and it's like part of that kind of makes sense, but at the same time it's like there's so little room for these characters to breathe. It's ridiculous. Like
Yeah, there's at least one fight in like every episode, and don't expect that to go away.
it's not even that. It's like, episode nine's when the first evolution happens. You remember where the original show was at like episode 8 or 9?
I don't.
That's when like Devimon sent everyone off on the beds, and like Izzy and Mimi were having their adventure in the Digivice temple.
Ah, okay.
Like by this point in the original series, we were already dealing with Devimon directly, and we also didn't have ultimates yet. Oh man, like if every like other episode is going to have a new evolution, then that's going to get kind of ridiculous.
I
Because
mean,
that's
they
yeah.
have they have the champions, like the series of episodes where they get the champion forms, and then there'll be like a few episodes where they don't get new forms, and then they go and then they'll hit the everybody gets ultimate forms phase.
So you say a series of episodes? I was paying attention. It was one.
They only go one episode before they start getting ultimates.
Yeah, like it's after like they get Joe's champion, they get like a
Oh
Kakumon,
yeah,
they sail to Devimon's fortress, and like they have the big thing where no, maybe they actually do take two. Actually, now that I think about it, because no, wait, yeah, because they have the episode where they storm the fortress, and like effing like Meltaramon shows up. And like it's the episode after that that they get Melgramon, so it's like two
yeah,
episodes. Still, though, that's so ridiculous.
yeah. It's kind of crazy, but I also understand. They go a significant amount of time without everybody. I think it's. Hold on. It takes a while before anybody gets their first mega.
Okay, yeah, like I'm fine with that at least then, because like that's the big thing that's like bugging me right now is that like this show is just so indulgent in its like pacing and references, like it's going so fast with these forms, like it's kind of ridiculous.
This series is definitely for fans of the original series.
Yeah, like if man, I can't remember. Like I can't like imagine if this is like your first exposure to Digimon, and it's like, oh, we're just getting a new evolution every single episode for like 20 episodes straight or something.
Yeah, this is definitely for fans of the original series. So they're like, all right, let's get going. Let's like here's everybody knows what's gonna happen anyways.
Like I guess when you put it like that, it does like make more sense, but it's still like no, but the characters and stuff though. Like holy crap. Like
We are we already more or less know these characters.
like maybe if we had spent the first 3 episodes getting to Omnimon immediately, it would feel as like crazy and rushed because they could use those episodes to space things out a little. Like I'm fine watching more Greymon wreck a couple of like Flymon or something. I don't need a new form every single episode. Oh man, it's so nuts. Man, they get to Doimon's fortress, and he has this weird stuff where there's two Solarmon, which are basically like Haguramon, like the gears, but they shine lights. And like if you get in the light, then you get sniped at by like a gorilla with a gun arm.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out on the tower, and he just shoots anybody who gets caught in the light.
Yeah, and Devimon also has like an army of Tankmon behind him, like firing off as well. And it's like First off, holy crap, Tankmon have the worst aim ever. Because they get to the beach and everyone's just like manually just running around and dodging their tank fire with like their legs by like just running. Like the
Right.
Tamer's just dodging explosions on the beach.
I mean, we can't have the kids getting shot, like actually hit by the cannon fire.
I mean, they just don't have the Tankmon there. Or like have like just enough that like their Digimon can like be fending them off or something.
I mean, they're
Like
not the focus this episode, anyways.
man, like I feel like I can't understate how ridiculous it looks to have like Mimi dodging tank fire. And they're just keeping it up for like a good while too. It's like, oh come on. Man, the like effing Matt shows up to help them as Garurumon just like take out Gorillamon. So it's like, okay, yeah. Like that like I'm fine with this being Matt's introduction episode. Him having that moment where he's like, oh, all these people I didn't meet before, I want to do this for them or whatever. That feels very off. I kind of wish they didn't have that moment. It's very odd.
I mean, they're running around and drawing fire for him so he can get in.
Yeah, I think they should have just had him, like, finish him off kind of, like, coldly and then, like, warm up to them a bit more later on or whatever. Like, I don't know. Am I getting the wrong on this? I feel like that would make more sense.
I'm fine with not having to go through an entire Matt's a edgy lone wolf character who doesn't want to be friends. Like I'm fine bypassing that whole shtick.
Cause here's the thing, right? Like, it doesn't make sense for him to have the whole like lone wolf thing going on when he's never actually a lone wolf. Like he just shows up and he's immediately like helping them out and stuff and like on their side. Like, and I think it'd be cool if like they made Matt like more of an edgelord. Like, he like shows up to help them and he just goes a separate way for a bit and then shows back up or whatever. And I feel like that might be an interesting way to like handle it. But yeah, so like they go through a whole thing with that.
There's a cool shot where Matt's running up the tower on Garurumon's back, and he's been wearing like this cloak the whole time, like because Matt saw it and he was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, just to have like a cape cloak thing.
Yeah,
he runs up the tower and throws it over the Solarmon so they can't like be targeting anybody.
Yeah, so he can't do anything while he takes out Gorimon.
Yeah.
Man, I kind of wish he was like just an edgelord loner who had like the cloak for longer, because like they did that sort of thing before, but it wasn't this intense. Like this feels like a different type of character arc. Like this is a different feeling Matt than the Matt who's like, I just want to like get my brother out of this situation or whatever.
Well, I mean, his brother's not part of the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would it be like that?
So now he's like, I have to be on my own to like save TK or whatever. And it's like they don't go far enough with it, I feel like. Yeah, so like they take out Grillmon and they have a big episode where it's like Melteramon just kind of shows up.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, like Melteramon is effing rad in these episodes because like I do appreciate that like the first ultimate they meet is like a different machine Digimon.
What I like about ultimates in this series is that when they start showing up, it's like, oh, this is a significant power increase.
Yeah.
Metal Tyrannomon shows up and like stomps onto the scene and he's gigantic and just annihilating everything. and it's just there's nothing they can do to stand up to him at this point.
Yeah, like they're actively trying to like farm and stuff. Well, no, like I should mention first before Meltron shows up, they have a quick fight with Ogremon.
Yeah,
Because Ogremon's just like, no, I'll fight Greymon 1-1 because he took my horn. And he's like saying it in this weird, like, like beast, like effing, like, fragmented sentences like, oh, horn gone, fight for pride.
Horn is pride.
Horn is pride.
I'm pretty sure that's literally what he says at one point. But yeah, he's like he's like looking at the kids and they're all facing him down, and then he points to Ty and Agumon specifically, and he's like, "You evolve." It's like he doesn't want to fight unless Agumon evolves first, because it's like you're not the one who took my horn; it was Greymon.
Yeah, like more of Devimon's forces show up and they try to get in the way. And he does the cool thing where he like fires a shot off and like saves the kids. Because he's like, no, this is my fight.
Yeah, Devimon's giving him orders to just kill the kids and be done with it. But Ogremon's like, screw that. My pride is on the line, and that's more important to me.
Yeah, and Melteramon just shows up. And it's like, oh, well, your pride's not gonna stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does like point them in the way of like Devimon's castle or lair or whatever. I guess the direction of the holy Digimon. And he just fires his fist shot off, like shoots a fist out of his arm, and it just like carves a path towards like where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, his last act of defiance or like whatever. Oh no, it's not an act of defiance. It's because Greymon beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's
Greymon
like,
beats him, and as his last honorable act, he points them in the right direction.
Yeah. Doesn't show them the way to get around the poison swamp, but at least shows them the way to the poison swamp.
Yeah, well, he gave a straight line, like, a signpost of where to go. It's up to them to figure out the rest.
Yeah, he did what he could. Which is, man, that's an entire other thing, because the poison swamp, though.
The goo.
But yeah, they fight Melteramon, and he's too strong, so they have to, like, go back. And they have a big episode where, like, they're learning about Melteramon's, like, weaknesses and stuff, which I actually like a lot.
Yeah, because, Izzy's his English name? Yeah.
Yeah. He specifies that it's like, oh, there's a delay when Melteramon switches between one of his weapons and the other. So, like, when he stops using the laser and starts going to the missile, you can get in and maybe do some damage.
Yeah, so they're actually trying to beat him as Greymon for a little bit.
Yeah, because what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And they give it a good go, and, like, I just want to say, like, because this is the episode where they get Melgreymon, and, like, outside of just how, like, just crazy and mind-bogglingly fast this evolution is, it's like, just put all that aside for a moment. This is a good episode, I think, for the most part.
It's so cool.
Because it's like, okay, well, we would have, like, the whole weird electric fence deal, so it's like, this is the new way for Ty to, like, show his courage and get his evolution that way. Because he's like, oh, yeah, Melteramon's, like, way too powerful, but, like, if we keep dodging his attacks and rushing in, then maybe we can, like, stand a chance. And they keep getting knocked away, but they're like, no, but, like, we almost got close, though. We just need to get close enough to land a hit.
He's super strong. We could beat him if we can get in there.
Yeah. So it's like this cool little thing they have going on. And, like, eventually they do kind of, like, getting close and get a hit off. And it seems like that's enough for, like, effing, Greymon to turn to Melgreymon.
He is courageous enough to stand up to the Metal Tyrannomon despite the overwhelmingly bad odds.
Yeah. And so Melgrog gets his evolution, and it looks super rad, and he just forms his wings, and they're effing, like, glowing and crap.
Yeah, Metal Greymon looks great.
Yeah, like, it's one of those weird things that's, like, it's cool, but also kind of unfortunate, because you can very clearly tell, like, which Digimon they give a crap about, and which ones they don't.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Bertramon's evolution is like it doesn't get too much of a special moment. It just kind of happens.
Yeah, like, effing, like, all the, like, every evolution so far, with, like, some exceptions, kind of, is just kind of, like, whatever, and you get to, like, the Greymon and Garurumon forms, and it's, like, this full sequence where they're, like, forming, like, the bodies of their champion forms, and they're, like, like, extending out, and you see, like, the horns forming and stuff, and you get to Telmon's, and it just kind of goes into Commentarymon's body, but he has the tiny head, and it looks bad. The Commentarymon evolution looks so bad, though. And, like, Birdmons just kind of happens as whatever. And you get Garurumons, it's like, oh, his arms are, like, forming out, and he, like, forms into, like, the wolf shape, and, like, the fur kind of, like, appears over him all at once and stuff. And you get to Togemons, it's just like, it's whatever, it's just there. I don't even remember what Kakumon's looks like. And you get to Mel Greymons, and it's like, the theme kicks up, and they have, like, this big thing where he's, like, forming the arm and stuff, and he has the big glowing wings. You get to, like, wear Garurumons, and he's like, as the whole, like, morphing thing where he has all the, like, parts coming together and stuff, and he, like, forms his genes with, like, fire. And it's like, this looks so much cooler than it needs to, though.
Yeah, my favorite, one of my favorite bits of detail is Metal Greymon's evolution. It shows like part of the evolution shows Machine Dramon's head like clamping down, like while Metal Greymon's head forms.
Yeah, like, because that's the thing, because I saw that, like, some people are confused. I just looked over as the episode as it, like, happened. It's like, oh, like, this is happening in, like, the machine factory. That's why. Because they're in, like, the epic, like, machine factory where he's, like, finding Andromon stuff. So, of course, he'd, like, form the Machine Dramon head in the evolution sequence.
Wait, did the Machine Dramon head thing not happen the first time?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It's like, okay, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. It's like kind of the same for like where Garurumon too. Like the second time he evolves, it's a bit more of an extended sequence where he gets like, the moon behind him and stuff.
Okay.
And like, yeah.
It's a cool detail.
Cool detail either way.
Yeah.
Because for people who might not know, it's like Machine Dramon's actually formed with like, Mel Greymon's parts.
Yeah, Machine Dramon is like the absolute ultimate machine Digimon, and so it's made up of like everything that came before it.
Yeah, it's like Mel Greymon's arm and stuff. I think it's like the chest piece too or whatever. It's Meltaramon's body mostly. I think it's like Megadramon's like head, his like helmet thing, and his arm. It's got like parts from Andromon. I think those are like its knees or something. And it's got like Melmomimon's cannon as its big like Giga cans on its back. Yeah, I think that's all of them, or at least most of them. But it's like, yeah, it's just an amalgamation of different machine Digimon, which is sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they beat Meltaramon, and they like, try to go forward, and they're like, wait, no, there's a poison swamp here, so we can't. We have to like go around. And they know it's poison because Mimi just throws one of Joe's study books into it, and it just melts. And Joe's like, wait, no, I needed that, though.
Not anymore.
So yeah, like, this is the part that, like, bugs the crap out of me, because they're like, okay, well, we have to, like, find a way to stop Devimon. So for literally no reason at all, we're just going to split into two groups and each take one side of the poison swamp, instead of just forming one group and circling around.
Wasn't the explanation that one way, like, just in case one way was blocked or something?
Yeah, but, like, I feel like if you had all your Digimon, you'd probably, like, if it's just a tree in the way or something, you'd clear that. And if not, then, like, you have Birdramon, so you can just fly around anyways. It's like, because one thing, it's like, okay, because this is something that actually, like, straight up happens. It's like, alright, well, what if the side without Melgreymon, what if the side without Melgreymon runs into an ultimate? And it happens.
Well, the script doesn't let that happen, so it's not it's not a
No,
problem.
the script does let that happen. Because it happens.
Oh yeah. Well, the script also says that the people who run into the ultimate also get their ultimate.
Like, it happens pretty much immediately, and they almost die.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you guys really didn't think this through, did you? Like, even worse, it's like, if nothing else, Tai and Matt know that, like, Omnimon and, like, Argamon's Mega Form are, like, things. They know there's, like, things that are stronger than an Ultimate. Like, because they'd have to. So it's like, well, what if one group runs into, like, a Mega or, like, an ambush or something and gets wiped out? Then it's gonna be even easier to take out the other group. Because, like, it's such a bad decision. It's like, time is slowed down in the real world. You can, like, take a few days to try a direction out, then go back. Like, it's no big deal.
I don't know. I just don't find it to be a big deal because, like, whatever, right? Like, it's like, yeah, they could all go together in one way, and then, like, if that way's blocked, go the other way. But then why not just split up? Just cover both sides.
Because you almost died. Because an Ultima appeared and it nearly killed Matt and the others.
But they didn't die. It's fine.
It's just like, it's so annoying because, like, I don't know if you're ever back, but it's like, back in the original, this was literally brought up as, like, a thing. Because Devimon sees the kids, and he's like, oh, it'd actually be dangerous to attack them because they have so many Digimon at once. I guess I better trick them. Like, having more Digimon on your team is directly stated to be an asset in the original. Like, it's specifically something that saves them from the guy they're going to fight in the reboot. Oh my gosh. It's like, I know the reason why. And the reason why is because, like, it's hard to write for a large group of characters at once, so they needed a justification for him to split up. But they didn't really give one, so they just split up for no reason, because, like, hey, now you can get all your ultimate forms, and, we don't have to justify, like, 5 other party members being benched in this one fight or whatever. But still, it's like, what the heck? But yeah, so, like, they split up for, like, no reason at all. And, like,
I guess it just doesn't bother me because going into the episode, it's like, oh, okay, and nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not a great place to be either, because it's like,
get their ultimates and then they're gonna beat the bad guy.
yeah, because like, I feel like it's probably pretty bad writing if you have like just no suspension of disbelief at all for the situation. Because it's like, oh, I guess you'll just be fine no matter what then. Alright. Just go ahead with your bad decision.
I mean, it's Digimon. I'm never under the impression that any of the kids or their Digimon are actually like totally going to die.
I mean, of course not, but there's at least the like illusion that there's like a threat there, or that they might have to like struggle or like think through their problem or something. Like, there have been situations where, like, oh, hey, they've had to fight something stronger than them and run away because, like, oh, this thing is actually a threat. And that's like, well, that can't happen because it would make all the main characters look really stupid. And it still does make them look pretty stupid. But I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because everything worked out in the end, I guess. It's just one of those annoying things because like the original was actually smart about like this type of situation where like they think things out and plan and stuff, and they'd be like, hey, maybe we should do this thing because it's a bad idea. And it's like they still split up to like get their ultimates, but like I'm pretty sure the context is pretty different because they at least like know they'll be able to meet back up and stuff. Man, it's just one of those like frustrating details. It's like, no, but like I know why you're doing this, but you have to give us more than that, man. Like there's no ticking clock element here. Like it would make way more sense if it was like, oh Devimon's like kidnapped a Leomon or something and we have to like get them back as fast as possible or whatever. Like it's one of those annoying things where it's like, the writers have control over every single aspect of this plot, and they're still coming up with bullshit. Like, you just, like, come on, you can do better than that. Yeah, so they just split up, and, like, they just get to, like... So first off, it's like, Matt's group just goes to the desert. And there's, like, I forget what, they run to, like, Namon or whatever, and he's trying to help a bunch of, like, Yopamon, I think. They're a bunch of, like, weird and trained baby Digimon. But yeah, they're being attacked by an effing Skull Scorpiomon, who's an ultimate. So it's like, I knew Skull Scorpiomon was a thing beforehand because of the card game. I didn't know what the heck this thing was. Skull Scorpiomon's a cool Digimon.
Isn't it just called Scorpionmon?
I think they call him that or something, but he's specifically Skull Scorpiomon, because Scorpiomon's already a thing.
I guess I'm thinking more, since we're watching all these Digimon things subbed, I'm more so thinking in the original names.
I'm pretty sure even in Japanese he's Skull Scorpiomon. I could be wrong though. I'd have to like look into it or whatever.
Standing atop the desert.
Let's see.
Scorpiomon.
Insect. I'm looking at it right now on the wiki. It says Skull Scorpiomon. Let's see. Other names. English Scorpiomon and English Skull Scorpiomon. So they use both, which is really dumb and confusing, but Skull Scorpiomon.
So in English, okay, so that's what the translation is. In English, Scorpiomon is Animalikarimon.
Right, yeah, I forgot that was a thing. Holy, how could I forget about Karimon?
Skull Scorpionmon. Okay, yeah, there it
Oh my
is.
gosh. I can't believe I forgot about my boy Karimon.
So I'm also right because in Japanese, in Japanese, its original name is Scorpiomon,
Okay, yeah, that makes
and then
complete sense then.
the dubbed Scorpiomon in Japanese is Animal Karibon.
Yeah, because Karimon's what is in, like, the original sub,
Yeah,
and, like, they localized it to Scorpiomon, so this has to be Skull Scorpiomon to, like, make up for it, because it
yeah,
can't be the same Digimon.
yeah. So like I said, I'm thinking in Japanese names for like everything, which is why when I go to mention a character's name, like one of the kids, I have to stop and think for a second. It's like, oh, what's okay? This is their name in English, and this is their original name.
Oh man, that's
Like
so, like, yeah.
like when I was talking about Izzy earlier, I paused because I wanted to call him Koshiro.
What the heck is Golfmon? Hang on, I should be wiki diving right now, but it's this weird thing. Oh right, this useless piece of whatever. Alright, yeah, never mind.
But yeah, the kids run into a Namon and a Bearmon. Basically, they're looking for Leomon's like resistance group.
Yeah.
There's like a Digimon resistance that's fighting back against the evil.
Against the evil.
I mean, yeah,
Man, I remember when, like, these episodes were coming out, like, just way back, I was hearing people talk on Discord. I was like, I hear the weirdest complaints, because there's, like, so it's like, oh, like, the whole angel devil war is, like, so cliche and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's like, this is part of the lore, it's a big part of the series, it's always been there.
it was the entire plot of not Tamers, Frontier.
Yeah, like, the entire thing is, like, in the original series, it's like, oh, Epic Devimon's just pure evil because of course, and he gets beat by a literal angel because of course. Like, it's
Yeah,
always been like this.
yeah. This is nothing new.
There's, like, someone else that was, like, complaining about, like, there's a scene where Joe just explains how he escaped from a hot spring or something by moving a rock, and they're like, why couldn't we see him move the thing? And it's like, it doesn't matter. It, like, that would add nothing.
That must be in the newest episode because I haven't seen that yet.
It might be. It's such a nothing detail that, like, it doesn't even really matter, I guess.
Yeah, I figure I knew the next the episode I haven't watched yet is about Joe, so
Yeah.
obviously he had to get out of the hot spring somehow.
This hot spring he's trapped in with a bunch of Nanimon.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, because, like, there's so many elements of this that I like, and there's just those other elements of basic storytelling that I look at, and it's like, why can't this be better though? Why is this bad? It's so frustrating. It's like, this should be like a big home run, but, like, it's not. It's like a mixed bag. And I hate it.
I mean, that's on you. I'm enjoying it.
Like, I hate that it's a mixed bag, but I'm still enjoying the show. But it's like, but can't this just, like, couldn't you just do something about, like, this thing, though? Like, why did you do this? This makes no sense. It's like, ah. But yeah, so, like, they fight Skull Scorpiomon, and, like, Matt just gets where Garurumon, like, basically out of nowhere, because he's like, oh, my friends that I've only met just now, though. these people that I barely even had conversation with, and that's this big friendship moment as Crest of Friendship lights up to go in the friendship evolution.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like honestly, like most of their ultimate evolutions at least make sense with what their theme is supposed to be, but boy does Matt get shafted by like not knowing these people. Boy does this stuff not work as well as it should. Man, so it gets Where Garurumon, it's super cool, and it like cuts Skull Scorpiumon apart in like a second.
Yeah. Where Garurumon is also a boxer.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of always been. It's kind of always been this weird amalgamation of like a boxer, but he's also like a feral animal that fights with his claws and stuff. But he also punches and kicks things.
Yeah.
Man, Where Garurumon's so weird.
Where Garurumon's cool.
He's cool, but he's so weird though.
I think he's cooler than his Mega, but I've talked about that before several times.
Can we just like replace Where Garurumon with like Mock Galgamon or something, and like have his Mega be Crest Garurumon?
Wait, what?
Because at least, like, I don't know, Mock Galgamon's still a weirdo, but at least he's, like, more of a focused weirdo.
I think Where Garurumon's cooler than Mock Galgamon.
But yeah, so they have the desert, and, like, Mimi just looks at a random wall, and she's like, hey, what's this say? And she gets herself trapped in a machine factory.
Yeah, which isn't too much different than the episode where her and Izzy end up in like a random like ancient ruin in the original series.
Yeah, except while that episode had a bunch of like good characterization and an interesting like plot thread to go with, this one just has like Mimi like getting her ultimate form. And it's great, but like holy crap, we're missing that though. Cuz this is like episode what, 9 or 10 or something. It's like about the same point too, honestly.
For some reason, I closed the episode list.
But yeah, like I don't know, Mimi's episodes have been working so much better though. Like I don't know, this might be me, but this kind of does genuinely feel like a better Mimi just because she's way less of a brat.
Yeah, it's still there a little bit, but it's not as bad.
Yeah, she's way less bratty and way more quirky, which is probably a good change, honestly.
Yeah, this Mimi is way more likable immediately.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this episode 12, and yeah, Lilymon Blooms is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. Because Mimi just ends up in like a machine dungeon or whatever the crap.
Well, it's like a junkyard or a graveyard.
Yeah. It's like a machine Digimon scrapyard, basically.
Hold on, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
But yeah, so like, Mimi just shows up in a machine junkyard. There's...
Once I knew what the image you wanted was, I went, looked it up, and found it immediately.
I was really just looking for like anything. Just anything. Oh. But yeah, it's not that's not showing up, it's that it's like for whatever reason it just doesn't show up in the files. It's not there. What the crap?
I don't know.
But yeah, so
I love this episode.
Yeah. Effing like just shows up, there's just a bunch of like machine Digimon parts around. Including friggin' like Higurumon faceplates. So it's like I guess those just break off.
Yeah, I think Mimi picks it up and realizes that all of these machines are dead Digimon.
Yeah. And, like, she sees, like, part of a Gardramon, and she, like, wipes part of its forehead, tries to clean it up a bit, and she's like, yeah, I'll clean you up all nice and stuff, just gives it a smile, and the Gardramon's like, okay, I'm on your side.
Yeah, the Gardramon actually wasn't dead, and just, like, I don't know, turned off or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, Mimi, being nice to it woke it up.
Yeah. And meanwhile, like, an Andromon just shows up being controlled by Devimon's evil. And he's just like, oh, hey, I have to destroy the children. And it's trying to kill Mimi. So, like, Palmon tries to fight it and cannot, like, beat it. Like, you
This
have to, like...
Palmon.
Sorry, not Palmon, Togemon.
Oh, yeah.
Because Togemon tries to do that thing where he, like, punches at its fist, and it just, like, takes the damage and de-digivolves.
Yeah.
So Mimi's like, oh geez, I'm in trouble. And Gardramon just wakes up in this really cool sequence. And like, he's like just gigantic for some reason.
This series plays around a lot with the size of Digimon.
But yeah, Gardramon just first appears, as you can see, he's large enough to carry Mimi like in his arm, like one-handed. And he just like fires off one of his missiles and it like hits a effing like bit of construction work that just falls on Andromon and they escape. And it's like, oh, I guess Gardramon's actually smart after all.
Yeah, he knows he can't beat him in a one-on-one fight, so he's like, all right, I'll knock something over on top of him and run away.
Yeah. But yeah, so you have this bit of a scene where like, Mimi's like trying to nurse Palmon back to health and stuff, and she's like using a wet rag on Palmon instead of the Gardramon. As imagine he's off to his side, blows little smoke things out, just like, please, I'm covered in so much dirt goodness.
Nah, he doesn't care.
He just cares that she wiped his head a bit and it was nice to her once.
Yeah, Gardramon gives her a flower.
Yeah. Man,
it's very what's it called? Castle in the Sky.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's very Castle in the Sky. It's very Laputa, if you would say. Man, I effing love that movie. Laputa's such a good film. Oh, it's so good, though. Man, apparently that crap's just up on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's just up on YouTube with ads. And it's like,
cool.
huh. Yeah, I should check that out after all. But yeah, like, Gardron's like, try to protect Mimi. And like, after it, like, Andromon comes back and the other tamers kind of like find where she is and stuff. So like, everyone's trying to fight, effing Andromon, but he's just too strong. Like, Melgreymon shoots him and he knocks him over with this big explosion because he shoots his like chest missiles. And Andromon just gets back up and keeps fighting.
Yeah, because they went absolutely full Terminator with him.
Yeah, Andromon is a beast this episode. Like, he's just like, he shoots his own chest missiles out, which is like Gatling missile, and he's like Gatling missile, rapid fire, and just shoots like 30 of them at once.
Yeah, and I like that his stupid missiles also have like Gatling guns on the end, and it's like, it's goofy, but it's also really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, he just destroys a bunch of the, like, scaffolding above them, and it's, like, crashing down all the tamers. And, like, I think Togemon and Melgreymon have to, like, hold the ceiling down for a bit. And while they're doing that, he just, like, he's gonna kill Mimi, just straight up. And the Gardevoir grabs his leg, and he's like, oh, well, screw you then, and he just kills it. Like, he doesn't even stab or anything, he just, like, stomps his, like, foot into its head.
Yeah. Gardevoir sacrifices himself to save Mimi.
Yeah. And that gives Mimi the strength to be like, no, like, I'll never forgive you and stuff. And because she's, like, sincere in her emotions, it lets her, like, Digimon Digivolve. And it's like, okay, it's weird that this is happening effing, like, what, 5 episodes after she got Togemon? But, like, fine, this is a good moment.
So I mentioned this part. I don't know when I mentioned it, but I did mention this part vaguely, and I was like, "Oh yeah, there's an evolution that's triggered by negative emotions, and it's weird that it's not a dark evolution."
Yeah, because, like,
Mine is straight up says your pain and anguish
yeah,
allowed me to
your
evolve.
sadness and anger have allowed me to evolve.
Yeah, and it's like what?
It's like,
I
yeah,
get what
I
they're
guess that's true.
I get what they're going for, but usually when negative emotions are brought into the evolution process, it doesn't turn out well.
I do love how that there was that point where Jai's just like, oh yeah, was there ever such a thing as a dark evolution to begin with? Or is it all just like, like different paths on the same course or whatever? So it's like maybe Lilymon was just a dark evolution all along. Because, like, doesn't it originally come out through, like, vanity or, like, trying to save her father or something?
In the
Because
original
she's
series,
or so, I know
uh,
it's like some weird thing where she's like, "Oh yeah, I like Togemon, but I hate that it's not cute or whatever." And Tap Palmon's like, "But I'm cute, right?" And like it evolves, and Lilymon's like, "Hey, am I cute now?"
right? Yeah. Imagine if the negative emotions brought up Bancho Lilymon instead.
That wouldn't work because Bancho Lilymon's like a mega.
Oh, you're right.
But I'm like imagining like Muffin becomes Blossomon. Oh, that would have been really cool, actually. Just evolves to Blossomon and it just constricts Andromon to death with its crazy vines. Oh man, I
Yeah,
wish they would have done that. That would have been fun. Or like just
I
make a new grass type or whatever.
yeah. I guess I just want to see like Bancho Lilymon in something
Man, I
like
with
because
the
Bancho Lilymon is she's in the mobile game, and I'm sure she's in other stuff.
yeah, she's in the card game.
But I want to see Bancho Lilymon like animated doing stuff
Yeah, of course you do.
as a character and not just
Yeah, yeah, I get what
like
you
a
mean.
like a generic character in a like a turn-based combat game or like a card game or whatever.
Yeah, no, Bancho Lilymon's cool, and knowing this pacing this series has, I'm sure we're going to get her eventually.
I don't know. I'd also like to see Leomon. Like all of the I just want to see the Bancho Digimon show up as a group.
Yeah,
They're
like
they're
Vivi
just
leaves for a bit, and she like goes to join Leomon's forces, and she just shows up with Bancho Leomon, and just evolves into Bancho Lilymon. And there's like an effing Bancho Golemon or whatever just off to the side.
yeah, so like you already know that Blitz Greymon happens.
Yeah. So
So
that's why, yeah.
there's a chance that everybody's going to get an alternate Mega Evolution.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Cause like, I I don't think we're gonna get like Grand Kawagamon for Izzy or whatever. But I can definitely see us getting like Bancho Lilymon or something. Or like, effing like, I don't know, like Valdermon for like, Garudamon or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real though. We're probably only going to get Blitzgreymon and Crescarurumon.
Oh yeah. Man, how nuts would it be if like Leomon became Bancho Leomon and then like Garudamon got to become Valdermon? Cause like there is a version of Chaosmon called Valder Arms.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like Bancho Leomon and Valdermon fusing together to make Chaosmon.
Ah, that'd be lame. Chaosmon's lame.
Oh man, I'd be up to seeing like someone other than Matt and Ty get like a big ultra level Digimon.
Well, I just want to see Leomon turn into Bancho Leomon, and the Bancho Leomon can do cool stuff.
Man, like effing we get like Mastamon or something because we already have Angelmon. Because that's gonna happen for sure. Because of course.
We don't know that for sure.
I would be amazed if, like, we're getting, like, Blitzgreymon, all this stuff, but we don't get Angelmon. One of the most, like, popular, like, yeah.
Angelomon's already happened, yeah.
Oh, alright, yeah.
I meant Mastamon.
Yeah. I feel like Mastodon makes sense with this series. Because holy crap.
They're just gonna run into a friendly, Lady Devimon.
Yeah, she's just gonna have, like, a character arc. And that's how Kari gets a Mega.
Nah.
Oh,
but
man.
Yeah, Togemon evolves to Lilymon, and then rather than just outright destroying Andromon, like the Flower Cannon attack, like makes the area overgrow with plant life, and like immobilizes Andromon in plants.
Yeah, and like her little like flower petal things that are like coming off of her, like screwing with his sensors.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool way to like end the fight because it's like it makes sense that this is a way to destroy him without like orcing his defense, right?
Yeah, and also it's a nicer way to take out a Digimon that's not inherently evil. Like Andromon comes to his senses right at the end.
Man, yeah. Antron's probably just stuck there forever though.
Or he'll come back later.
He just comes back and evolves to High Andromon and gets his own episode.
I'd be down for Andromon showing up again later.
Like, I'm joking, but that'd actually be really sick.
Yeah.
Man, I also do want to quickly point out that there's a weird moment where, like, effing Gardramon gets stomped in the head and dies. And, like, before effing, like, even Mimi reacts, everyone around her is just like, oh my god, like, they're all, like, shocked. And they all have their, like, reaction faces. And it's like, none of you know this robot, though.
But it was still a friendly living being.
I mean, as far as they know, this was another robot that was after Mimi, and it was just like, grabbing whoever it could.
It was specifically trying to help Mimi. I think they would have noticed that.
Like, they don't know this thing. It's just like a weird moment to be like, oh hey, everyone else is shocked, and not just like focus on Mimi or something. Because this is really like her episode anyways. It's like when like Cell just crushes Android 16's head and like Gohan gets really upset even though he's never actually like talked to the 16.
I mean, it's still the same situation. It's like he knew he was a peaceful being who loved nature and life and everything. And then Cell mercifully destroys it.
I love in the abridged series where he's like, Gohan, please take my head and beat your father to death with it. But yeah, so like, Lilymon gets her big episode, and we have like, big Garudamon episode where like This is probably gonna take a bit longer than usual, but we're getting through like 15 or episodes or some crap, like 11 episodes, so yeah. But yeah, Garuda's. Before I go forward, I do want to quickly mention that, like, at least Lilymon does get a good evolution sequence.
Yeah, Lilymon's is pretty good.
Because they're just, like, copying the original, basically, so it's like, okay, yeah, done, awesome.
Yeah, it blooms out of the, like, Togemon's head or whatever, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like, Garudamon has the episode where it's like, you know, Sora's flying along, and it's like, oh, there's just a giant cannon Beamon, just like a giant robot spaceship type of Digimon that's just controlling a bunch of, like, B champion levels. They're just shooting things with lasers. And it's super cool.
Yeah, Cannon Beamon is just like a flying fortress, and it's deploying a crapload of Waspmon to capture Fan Beamon.
Yeah, to capture the rookie forms, because they're like, the Waspmon, the Cam Beamon are like being controlled by the darkness, so they're trying to capture rookies of the same type so they can also control them with the darkness.
Yeah, what they mention is that the Cannon Beamon and the Waspmon turn the Fan Beamon into more of their number, into the Waspmon.
Yeah, they turn them into like soldiers.
Yeah. And so I've been watching somebody also do like a podcast about these episodes, about this series, and they don't like this episode. They thought it was like really bad.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. It's not amazing.
Like, I like it.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's like, it definitely has its problems, but like, boy, does a lot of this show have those problems. But yeah, because specifically, it's like, there's a moment where, like, well, first off, like, effing Waspmon are just shooting lasers at the kids constantly, and there's just no danger at all. Like, they're just standing in the laser fire, and they're just not being hit.
Yeah, I guess I should be more accurate. They don't like what I don't get is they don't like Cannon Beamon.
Okay, that's weird. Cam Beamon's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think they like the episode either, but they're like, oh yeah, Cannon Beamon, whatever. And it's like, it's a flying, like, bee fortress.
Yeah, like, I will say it's weird to see him in, like, Adventures, like, you know, a series, because he's just such a next-gen Digimon, you know?
Yeah, it is weird to see the newer Digimon show up, and it's like, wow, that design doesn't mesh very well.
But it's like, yeah, yo, screw it, it's fine.
Yeah, I like Cannon Beamon because it's just like, what if the hive was sentient and had a giant laser cannon attached to it?
Yeah, what if, like, we just had a spaceship and it was also a living bee?
And it houses other bees.
So my bigger problem with this episode is that there's a plan they come up with. Because they're like, oh, we have to save these Fan Beamon stuff. So they're like, okay, well, like, first, like, hey, we're Garurumon. Go in there and free all the Fan Beamon and bring them to, like, the top section of, like, the honeycomb. And,
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, where do you think I'm going with this?
The problem is that the entire plan hinges on Garudamon existing.
Yes.
Which it doesn't yet.
Because they're like, oh, hey, well, I'll just use Bergermon to fly this massive honeycomb-shaped, like, section off of an ultimate. And it's like, excuse me?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one for this episode, like, being kind of stupid. Is that the plan entirely hinges on Sora, on Bergermon being strong enough to lift that thing out of there, which it probably isn't.
And my secondary problem is that it's like, oh, like, where Garurumon gives the signal, because he, like, shoots his, like, Kaiser Nail slash or whatever up through the ceiling. And it's like, wait a minute, you can just make an opening. Just let the bees fly up. They can maybe fly out.
Maybe the issue with that is that Cannon Beamon would send a crap load of Waspmon after them.
I maybe, but I mean that like it seems like a better plan than what they're doing right now.
Well, in the honeycomb thing, they're safe because unless the Waspmon come at them from the inside, and like they only have one way in. Like if the Fan Beamon are flying out in the open, they're sitting ducks and they're going to be shot at.
Yeah, it's like have them fly out in the open, have Bergermon try to defend them. That makes way more sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
like
plan is stupid, but I like the episode. I thought it
yeah,
was pretty
it's
good.
this is like I it feels less frustrating than them splitting up for some reason. Cause at least in this it's like, alright, yeah, this is dumb, but whatever, like it makes sense enough.
They had a plan, and maybe Bergermon was strong enough to actually go through with this last part of the plan.
Like maybe if they really tried, then they would have like had a moment where it's like, oh, Bergermon's not strong enough, and then they'd get the evolution or something. But it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I want to say that like Bergermon's first evolution was pretty weak, and I believe Garudamon's is also kind of weak. And every time Garudamon or Bergermon attack anything, it's kind of weak.
Yeah, because you see, like, it shoots out, like, Wing Blade or Shao Wing or whatever, and you can kind of see that it's, like, a bird shape, but it just looks like a big beam. And it's like,
Yeah,
alright.
yeah. The issue is that Meteor Wing or Shadow Wing, whatever attack it's using, it just doesn't look like it has much impact. It almost has the same issue as what it did in the original.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all the other Digimon are getting like up close and personal attacks where they go in and fight, and
Yeah,
Garudamon's shooting projectiles.
like, every other Digimon feels like they have, like, more animation to their ultimate forms, basically. While Garudamon's just like, oh, I just shoot out an energy blast and that's it.
Yeah, despite the fact that Garudamon now has big beefy arms to hit things with, and it's like, nah, projectiles.
Yeah, like, if you actually look at Garudamon, that Digimon is burly as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, Garudamon could punch a dude out, and I'd believe. Like, Garudamon could probably, like, wrestle with a Cyberdramon or something. Or, like, a Meltaramon, I should say. It could wrestle with a Meltaramon, and that'd be believable.
Yeah. Yeah, Garudamon. Not only does Garudamon have like beefy arms, it also has like claws on its for hands.
Yeah.
Like Garudamon's bulky. Not to mention its gigantic feet claws. Like
Yeah, this thing's huge.
Garudamon would tear somebody up hand to hand. It's kind of nuts.
Oh, man. But yeah, like, this don't do that, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it gets to Houmon, Haumon?
Phoenixmon.
No, it doesn't call like not. It doesn't even have like other names. Phoenixmon. It's called Haumon.
I know it's called Phoenixmon in English. Like, I know that for a fact. Because, like, it appears in, like, games and stuff.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at the official, like, the wiki, but I don't know. But yeah, the problem is that it's also going to be just shooting things, probably.
Yeah, which, I that's fine. You'd make shooting things look cool if you really try.
Yeah, when I look up Phoenixmon, it goes to Haumon.
Yeah. Yeah, Sora has an episode where she's like, yeah, a lot of these really feel like, oh, I need to defend something, and that constitutes this emotion, so it works.
Unfortunately, so Sora's great. Like, the character's great, but they're not doing anything with her.
Yeah,
it's kind of unfortunate.
I'd honestly, like, challenge that bit, because, like, in the original, Sora had more going on, but she was always one of, like, the lesser party members, really. Yeah. Like, she never really had, like, as much personality or impact or whatever. And, like, in this series, like, everyone's got less screen time overall, so she feels even weaker as a character, personality-wise.
I mean, I think she's a pretty good character when she's actually allowed to do stuff, because she's like, she seems like more of the mature character than Joe does.
Yeah, which is weird because that was kind of Joe's whole thing.
Yeah, but Sora never. Sora doesn't get much screen time, and when she does, they don't like. It's kind of weak.
Yeah. But yeah, so like they go out like, they have that big episode where like effing Beamon just shoots a big laser, it's cool and stuff, and they beat it. And it's like, yeah, we saved the bees.
Good.
Good.
Kill the wasps, save the bees.
So bees are wasps, man.
What?
Would you take bees over wasps?
Yes, 100%. I'm terrified of both, but I'll take a bee before I'll take a wasp.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Because wasps are just mean and like they will sting you for no reason. Like they're just aggressive.
At least bees are like cute and fluffy.
I don't like them. I don't like bees either. Like they fly and they buzz and they sting and it freaks me out and I don't like them. But I understand that like honeybees or bumblebees or whatever, like not that big of a deal.
I feel like
Freaking wasps.
I feel like bees are the only time I've like seen like a furry insect and it's like, oh yeah, that's cute. And not just a horrifying nightmare abomination.
Yeah. Bees are friendly. Yellow jackets are horrible nightmares that need to be wiped from the face of the planet.
Man.
Yellow jackets like nest in the ground and like they're super aggressive. And there was my sister had like a trash pile where they just burn their trash, and yellow jackets like built a nest in there, like because they hadn't burned their garbage for a little bit. And so they went to burn them, and so yellow jackets just started swarming the house.
Oh man, like, you ever want to see something really screwed up? Look up like YouTube videos of like effing like insect exterminators take out like wasps that have like infected people's houses and stuff.
Ugh.
They'll just be like, they'll just like open up the wall and there's just like thousands of them and they all just like start flying everywhere and there's like, all right, well, time to suck these up with a vacuum. It's the best we can do, I guess.
I like I saw a video that popped up in my recommendations. Sorry. Where this dude's like, okay, so we're gonna put dry ice over the yellow jacket nest entrance and just let the CO2 flood the thing, kill everyone inside.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it didn't work as well as he would have liked. But because I watched that video, I started getting recommended other videos like that. And there's one where a dude pours molten aluminum into a yellow jacket hive.
Well, at least they can't sting you through that.
Yeah, unlike the one with the dry ice where they're flying out of the hole to attack him while he was trying to do it. He poured the molten aluminum into the hole and nothing came out because, of course not.
This is exactly the links we have to go to rid the world of the wasp menace.
Yeah, and then he digs the hive out of the ground, and it's like a cast of the hive from aluminum.
Yeah, oh, those are always super cool.
It's like, ha, get wrecked, you stupid monsters.
Beat this nature.
Just dump molten aluminum into the hive. Just all die.
Kids get like a gun that sprays molten aluminum out and you just spray it at like a wasp nest. Just seal off the entrance. Man, it'd probably light the thing on fire, honestly, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you might as well just whip out a flamethrower.
You know what? Yeah, that'd also be acceptable. This is exactly the law we need to go to stop that.
Yeah. I say we purge all the wasps from the world. They don't serve any function.
Man, did you like... I don't know if you like if I mentioned this before or not, but there's actually a study at some point where there are researchers that are trying to create basically like a biodome type of situation where it's like, like an enclosed ecosystem that could just persist and do its thing or whatever. And they're like, have someone stand there, and they're like legitimately questioning, like, is there any natural benefit to having mosquitoes in the dome that would like lead to any good at all in this situation? And they concluded, no, mosquitoes actually serve no purpose. Screw those things and keep them out of the experiment.
That's what I always thought is that mosquitoes are just pests. Like,
Yeah.
if mosquitoes were gone, like bats or whatever, like the feed on them would find something else.
Yeah. I just love that it's scientifically proven that it's like, no, mosquitoes offer nothing to the ecosystem. Get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with like wasps and hornets and stuff, is like they kill bees.
Right, yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, like not only do they not serve a purpose, they actually harm the ecosystem.
Man, screw wasps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the next episode? Oh, right, it's the bug episode. So, yeah, so you just find, like, a cave, or, like, this yeah, it's, like, this, like, effing cliffside, or whatever you call it, this, like, I guess, like, this whatever?
Crevasse.
However whatever, there's, like, it's, like, essentially, like, the Grand Canyon or something. It's, like, a weird cliff that's, like, surrounded on both sides.
Yeah.
And they're, like, they find a bunch of shy rocks at the bottom, and they're like, oh, hey, this is cool. And they just leave that Chekhov's gun for a moment. And they immediately get attacked by effing Kawagamon. And they're like, oh geez, these things are everywhere, and they're just attacking non-stop. We can't even fight back. It's like, it's one of those things where I'm pretty sure the explanation is like actively like these Kawagamon are attacking so quickly and aggressively that like effing Greymon Garurumon straight up cannot digivolve. Cause holy crap.
Yeah, you see Ty's Digivice glow for a second as if it's gonna happen, but then they get interrupted because they just keep getting attacked.
Yeah, because these things are just everywhere, and it's like, okay, noted, good excuse.
Yeah, so they try to go Metal Greymon, but they just don't have the opportunity to do it. Are you still there? Oh.
I'm still here. My throat's just fucked, so I need like more cough drops.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I may have like done some damage to it at some point. This cav isn't great.
Huh. Wonder what happened.
No, it was probably like I may have broke something or whatever during D&D. I think I just pushed myself too hard, and it's just not really fixed right now, I guess. I know it's been rough all morning for some reason. But yeah, so like effing yeah, like everyone kind of gets like split up a bit, or mostly like Commentarymon just gets away. Cause it's a bug, so it can fly around. So like Commentarymon's like, oh hey Izzy, like which way are we going? Izzy's like, let me check my computer. Oh crap, I have no internet service.
Yeah, so this is the episode where Izzy's overly reliant on his computer and not using his own intelligence and whatnot.
Yeah, like it's it's a very heavy-handed moral, but it gets the point across.
Yeah. It's
Whereas, like,
I can't do anything without my computer, and Tentamon or Kabuterimon or whoever it is at the time is
yeah.
like, Izzy, no, it's your brain, you're smart.
And Izzy's like watches like Kabuterimon's get attacked by Okuwamon, who's like, it's the big ultimate of like Kabuterimon or whatever.
Mhm.
Sorry, of like Kawagamon, not
Yeah.
Kabuterimon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Kabuterimon's just like, no, Izzy, do something, help. And Izzy's just staring at his blank screen, just like dumbfounded, like, I can't even. And it's reflecting back his confused face as he's holding it in front of his dying Digimon.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, metaphors, even though it's kind of heavy-handed.
And he's like, wait, my best computer of all is my brain.
And he's like, brain, start up Windows Explorer. Damn it.
He's like, oh yeah, now that I realized I'm smart, we can I can make Kabuterimon Digivolve.
Stuff like, he's like, brain, search up Google Explorer, type in Pornhub. He's just sitting there like, oh yeah. Oh man, it's just like inside the mind of like an anti-vaxxer. They're like, brain, does vaccines cause autism? And it's like, I know, I guess. It's like, yeah. Oh, it's so dumb. But yeah, he's like, oh right, I can think my way out of situations without using a device.
Yeah, and so it's Mega Kabuterimon time.
Yeah. See, I like in this episode, I guess it was always a thing, but it's like new Kabuterimon is just extra as crap. Like he's actively like, yeah, let's do this. And he's like, making big poses and stuff. He's like doing dramatic speeches and crap.
Yeah.
Like
So
he's so ready to fight.
yeah, and I've talked about it before. Like, I don't like bugs in general. I don't like beetles either. I like their aesthetic though.
Yeah.
Like beetles for like armor or like whatever, or like a big monster. Cool.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. I like beetles in that context.
But yeah, so Kabuterimon like manages to escape through like Izzy actually thinking things through. And he manages to digivolve through Izzy's knowledge, and it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. So it's like Kabuterimon is like, turns into Mega Kabuterimon. And I kind of like the way this is portrayed, because, like, Izzy's just riding him as usual. But it's like, Mega Kabuterimon's so big that's basically like he's just sitting on a friggin' mecha.
Yeah.
And he's just like, plying his way around, just like rushing through Kabuterimon stuff. Sorry, Kawagamon, not Kabuterimon. They just knock him out of the way and stuff, Izzy's like, right, like, they'll be like, hunt us into a corner, so look for narrow passages and dead ends, and we'll find him there. They like get through and they like find the rest of the group, they like save him for a bit. All that's going on, they like fight the Okuwamon in the sky. And like,
they have a big horn clash.
yeah, right before that happens, it's like everyone else is doing the Kawagamon, and Izzy's like, alright guys, like, go back to those shiny rocks earlier. And they do, it like distracts the Kawagamon so they can beat him.
Yeah.
Because Izzy literally tells them to do the whole, like, bit of, like, oh, just, like, reflect yourself into the mirrors so they don't know who to shoot.
Yeah, so this like crash into them and whatnot.
Yeah. Man, I love the effing, like, Key and Peele bit, the Key and Peele bit that makes fun of that. Where it's just the whole situation where it's like, oh, there's the guy chasing after the bad guy who's just hiding in the house of mirrors and laughing and stuff. And he's like, am I over here or am I over there? And he just finds the dude and he's like, yeah, there you are. And he's like, oh, is this me? Or is it another reflection in the mirror? And he just shoots him in the leg. He's like, ah, that's the sound of glass shattering. Ha ha. But yeah. I never got how that bit was supposed to work, because, like, obviously you'd be able to, like, see yourself in the mirror. So, like, if you're pointed at the direction of the guy, then that's the right direction, isn't it? Because if it's in the reflection, then, like, I don't know, it feels like you should be able to, like, make that out way easier than, like, Medium makes it seem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mega Commentary Mod is a big horn clash where he forgets that Izzy's on his shoulder and just spins at like 500 miles an hour.
Oh, there's a even funnier example of something like that happening later.
I just like to imagine he just starts his big spin Giga Drill Breaker moment and you see Izzy fly off.
I'll see if I can find a GIF of the moment because you already know about Pegasus Bun.
Oh yeah, I already know that's a thing.
Let's see if somebody's got a GIF of him doing it.
But yeah, Mega Mon's cool. Like I like that he shows up and he's like doing weird kabuki poses as the weird like drum and stuff. You know, he just goes up, he's like, alright, yeah, let's fight this guy. And he's like boxing him with multiple arms and crap. Just using his extra limbs to his advantage.
Also, Hornbuster is a physical attack and not like a beam.
Yeah, that's weird, but like I can get behind it.
I'm fine. I would prefer it to be a big physical attack.
The weirdest part is this horn glows with energy and grows super huge.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I'll always approve of a Giga Drill Breaker. But yeah. And we have like, I think this is like the Foul Evolution episode of like the set that I watched at least. So unless like just effing TK shows up next episode and has like Anjima or something, this should cover all of them for now. But yeah, so there's another episode where it's like effing just, so they're fighting like a Mammothmon and a bunch of like Snowmanmon, I think. What are these things? Frigimon, right, Frigimon.
Yeah.
How could I forget Frigimon? But yeah, they're fighting a bunch of Frigimon, and like one of them hits Sora because we need a ticking clock element for this to like, have Joe keep the Mammothmon busy.
Right, I forgot Sora got hurt.
Yeah, like it's a weird thing where it's like I'm not sure how this specifically like works, but they like shoot her side with ice and there's like a weird ice virus spraying across her leg, but
Right.
it's like on her pant leg. So it's like, wait, it doesn't like go all the way down to the skin, like
it's all every part of them's digital, don't worry about it.
Alright, so I guess, like, like, if there's something on your shirt, you can't just take off your shirt. You have to, like, actually fix the thing.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
I don't know, man.
It's weird, but I'm just gonna assume that it's, like, whatever, like, it just goes all the way down or something. Because otherwise this would be, like, a very weird but awkward... This would be, like, a very easy but very awkward fix for them.
Yeah. You know me, I'm willing to hand wave a lot of stupid crap.
Yeah, like I'm fine with it just for the sake of having like a visual indicator of what this thing is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like honestly would probably make a lot more sense if she got shot in the arm or something though.
Yeah.
But yeah, point is like we have to keep Sora safe so like Joe goes out to distract the bad guys while like Sora gets better. And like he ends up in a big situation where like Mammothmon's coming and Ikakumon can't fight that crap because it's an ultimate. So he's like, I know, just shoot the ground where it's about to step. Yeah, do it. And they do, and it actually kind of works. And like, they like cause an avalanche where like all of them fall on the ground. But like Ikakumon's able to like go up first, so Joe's able to like go away. And it's like, okay, yeah. Like Joe's still being a goofy butt monkey because he didn't think his own plan through, but like it worked out in his favor and he's able to like, escape to the other shore.
You might say that he had faith that his plan would work.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. Because I guess this, like, actually... Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Because, like... It is faith and not reliability in, like, the original.
Yep, reliability's a dubism.
Yeah. Yeah, that... Because, like, actually never put a cigar, but yeah, I guess that's why it's like a cross, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes way too much sense.
That's why in the episode where they beat the Bakuman, he's doing like a Buddhist chant or whatever to counteract them in the original.
Yeah, alright. But yeah, so he managed to like escape and then get across the river, and they're like, okay, Mammothmon's on the other side of the river. He won't be able to cross it. We should be good. It turns out Mammothmon can just freeze an actual bridge in the like river with his ice powers. And it's like, oh, well, shit.
Oops.
So like, that's to the point where Joe's like, no, should we run or what? And Ikakumon's like, well, if we run, then they're gonna kill Sora and the others. So Joe's like, crap, you're right, we have to stand and fight. So, like, they have to stand their ground and fight Mammothmon. And it doesn't go well, but then he gets his evolution because he believes in Ikakumon, and it's kind of a cool moment.
He has faith in him that he can win.
Yeah. So Kakumon just turns into Zudomon, and there's a cool detail where it's like, apparently Zudomon's shell is like a separate Digimon, and you see the Digimon as it like forms onto his back and becomes the shell.
From what I remember, it's less that it's a separate Digimon and more that it's
formed from the data of something or whatever.
It's made from the data of his defeated enemies or something.
Yeah, something like that, basically.
And so as a representation of that, there's like a formless like being that forms into the shell.
So yeah, Zilmon gets a cool evolution sequence, but he evolves without his hammer. So at first he's like, physically overpowering Mammothmon with like, his arms and stuff. Like, swiping out with his claw. And for a second, he like grabs Mammothmon's horn, and I'm like, oh, is he going to rip out his horn and turn it into the hammer? But it's like, no, he just throws him over like into the water and stuff. And then he just shoots lightning out, and that becomes the hammer. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'd get behind this.
He's doing the whole Thor thing.
Yeah. And like, maybe it's because it was late. I swear he like hits this thing in the head with the hammer. I'm like super amped for this impact, and there's like not even like a sound effect. It's so weak. Like it beats like Mammothmon, but it's such a weak feeling attack for some reason. It's like, what the heck?
I don't remember this episode very well. I remember there's a lot of Joe running from the enemy, but I don't remember much else.
That's basically the episode.
Yeah.
It's Joe keeps a bunch of Digimon busy before wrecking an ultimate the episode. But yeah, we got Zudomon now, which is great because Zudomon's really cool and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Man, like, Zudomon, like, I remember saying this before, Zudomon might have been the most powerful ultimate of the original group.
Oh yeah.
Because he gets so many kills.
Yeah, I feel like you explained this somehow. I don't remember what it was.
Because it's like he kills a Mega.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, like it's with effing like, Saber Leomon's help. But like, yeah, he throws his hammer at like Mel Edamon and it like cracks his armor open.
Oh, right.
Zudomon's so strong though.
Yeah, or at least his hammer is.
Yeah, that's all that matters. They can swing it really hard and like take out everything.
Yeah, Chrome Digizoid is one heck of a thing.
Yeah, because he takes out Mega Seizuremon, and he gets Anomalakarimon, and he takes out Melamon. I think there's like something else he takes out that's like, effing like I think he takes out like one of the Dark Masters or something, or like helps her. Yeah, he like overpowers Puppetmon at some point with the help of the others. Just straight up. Zudomon's a beast.
Yeah,
this is the clip you're talking about.
Yeah,
Cerberusmon shows up.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Dang, whoa, why isn't TK just, oh my gosh, Ace hit him with it. Ace still there.
So yeah, he uses Rodeo Gallop and turns into Sonic the Hedgehog while TK is on his back.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, holy crap.
Man. So this probably isn't much of a surprise, but yeah, Cerberusmon's in the card game.
Mm-hmm.
Like both normal mode and werewolf mode. So this is like making me realize, like, oh yeah, this card game's probably gonna predict the anime super hard.
Maybe.
Because, like, of course it's like, specifically the Digimon Adventure 2020 card game. So it's like everything they've fought so far has shown up at some point. Including the super weirdo pigs. So now it's like, okay, yeah. So does this mean we're gonna get, like, Armageddonmon and effing, like, Omegamon Zwart D and stuff? Because I can't imagine they're gonna get everything, but they're probably gonna get a lot.
Who knows? Also, I forgot, while I was talking about like, Garudamon not getting any, like, big meaty hits in that, like, have impact, I forgot that Garudamon steps in to help Pegasusmon take down Cerberusmon. Like, I don't know if you watched far enough, but Garudamon just flies out of the sky and stomps on him.
Yeah, did see that far, but alright.
Well, it's because I think Cerberusmon's an ultimate, right?
Yes.
Okay,
and so is werewolf mode.
Yeah, I don't know anything about werewolf mode. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, what was I trying to say? Whoa, werewolf mode is weird. Okay, but yeah, Pegasusmon is an armored Digimon, and like probably roughly equivalent to a champion.
Yeah.
So yeah, he couldn't take down the Cerberusmon alone.
I do genuinely like how it works in the card game. Because you get Cerberusmon out, and like, he has an ability where it's like, oh, ways destroy, you get like, this much like draws and stuff, and benefits and all that. And werewolf mode's effect is that like, you can play him for like 9 cost, And if, like, you have a Cerberusmon in the field, it's destroyed and you gain back 9 memory. So you basically get to, like, destroy your Cerberusmon, get all the effects off, and you get to play Werewolf mode for free, who's just a stronger card.
Dang.
But yeah, lots of crazy stuff like that in purple decks right now. I actually dig it a lot. But yeah, man, this makes me wonder if we're gonna get effing Tactimon or something. Cause like now I pay attention to like the weirdo picks in the card game, and it's like, oh, but when is this gonna be a thing though? Cause I imagine we probably won't get like a Goonimon or like Imperial Dramon. But like, yo, we just might get like effing like the Golemon line or like Titamon.
Maybe.
Like there may not be like what's it called, like Drakmon or some crap. Just all kinds of Volcanic Dramon's probably gonna show up, I imagine. Like that's a pretty fair pick. But yeah, like so that should be interesting. Man, how nuts will it be if Garudamon somehow became Volcanic Dramon?
That'd be pretty crazy.
Just became a volcano dragon. Man. But yeah, I should mention the episode ends off with them like, yo, just walking along and they somehow end up in the real world and they're like, oh, this is odd. And it seems like next episode they're gonna fight like whatever the crap that weird bird thing was. It looks like a Shao monster of some kind. I don't know what it's called, but I know it is in the card game as a weirdo security Digimon. So that's interesting.
Yeah, get ready for that episode. It's pretty cool.
So yeah, like any final thoughts, I guess?
No.
Man, I feel like I'm kind of glad we're like doing this at this with like doing this at this. We're doing it like this where it's like, just bigger batches of just episodes cuz there's just so little character stuff going on and also it lets me focus my complaints way more while also having way more moments of being like, no, but look how cool this is though. And I feel like that does even have the bar roughly. Because if it was just like 3 episodes at a time, then like, most of this podcast would probably be devoted to like, is it so stupid that they did like split up right there? Why would they do that?
It'd just be an entire podcast of you nitpicking everything to death.
Chill.
While I sit here going, but it's cool though.
It's cool that they split up and did the dumb thing. But yeah, I feel like that's where I'm at. Just like I'm into it, but boy, I do wish they were just a bit tighter on the writing. I really want this to be like better. Man, it's going to be so fun when we get to the episode where Gavumon gets crucified.
Yeah, I gotta watch the most recent episode, see what's up with that.
Because, like, we said the big emotional goodbye in the last Kazuna. So it's gonna be like, oh no, Gabumon's gonna die again. But yeah, I guess
I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything about it, but I have a sneaking suspicion we're gonna get Metal Garurumon.
Man, like, I know they never do this, but how cool would it be if, like, the first Mega Forms we got were, like, Kresgarurumon, Blitzgreymon?
Instead of their original forms.
Yeah, then we got the original forms later.
That'd be pretty neat. It would also explain a bit why they didn't just go Omnimon again, because it's not their main evolutions.
Yeah, that actually make a lot of sense, honestly. Unless, like, Blitzgreymon's meant to be stronger or something, because I'm actually not sure. He might be, because he is more armored.
The episode where he's in is really, like, the fight is really cool, though.
Man, I'm eager to see Blitzgreymon actually do stuff. Because I know this thing exists, but I've never actually seen it fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should mention it's like next week we're gonna be going back to the Digimon Tamers podcast. We'll probably finish that up and we'll come back here, I guess. Back to Adventure 2020.
Wait,
yeah.
are we on the last episodes of Tamers?
Oh, we're in the final stretch, and this seemed like, the last real, good stopping point before we go on.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting really close.
Yeah. So it's probably fair to say that, like, we'll probably get through Tamers, then do another one of these covering in our, like, 10 or so episodes. And then, like, maybe we'll go on to something else or whatever, I don't know.
We were going to replace the podcast day with more Final Fantasy 14.
Right, yeah, that was the thing. Right, yeah, we'll have to do that then.
That way we can actually get through Shadowbringers in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys all around then.
Yep, later.
Later. Ah, my voice.